Hi, Sam from Guitar Village here, and today I'm sat in our lovely Martin room and I'm checking out some of the new Martin Refresh series. Now, Martin is a company that's steeped in history and tradition, but what sets them aside and what's allowed them to have such longevity is the fact that they're always forward-thinking and checking out new ideas, trying to come up with something either brand new or go back and check something out. So the Refresh series encapsulates this in the perfect way. Alright, so let's talk about some of the differences in specification between this and the Reimagined series, the series that we all love because basically it harkened back to some of the Golden Era models. What I love about the new Refresh model though is that they've gone in for that even heavier. So basically they've changed the neck profile. What you've got is you have got a Golden Era modified low oval neck. Now, it's a bit of a mouthful, but what's really cool about this neck is it's slightly wider at the 12th fret. But also it's got a bit more of a taper to it as well, so it's not super skinny. It's just a little bit chunkier than the Reimagined series neck profiles. Now, on top of that, we've got this gorgeous ebony fretboard. And what they've done is they've made the fingerboards even thinner than previous models, and they've rounded it so it gives it a more broken in feel, so the edges are nice and smooth. So when you pick it up, it feels kind of like an old guitar. Okay, moving on to the bridge. So what Martin have done is they've made the bridges even thinner, and what that does is gives you a more open tone. On top of that, what they've done is they have changed the bridge pins from plastic. On this model, this is the D18, they have gone for ebony pins, but on some of the other models, they are using bone pins. So that's a really nice upgrade. It's actually one of these upgrades that I think you'll find on lots of inexpensive acoustics. You know, swap out the bridge pins for bone, the saddle for bone, and the nut for bone, and what you get is a really nice open sounding guitar. Okay, so what I absolutely love about this new series is that basically we had the Reimagined series, which was incredible. It was like Martin were making these guitars that, you know, basically what everyone wanted. They were like vintage inspired guitars, but, you know, for a fraction of the price of some of the original ones. But what I love about these new Refresh series is that, honestly, they sound even more like a vintage guitar. They look very similar to the Reimagined series, I will point that out, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think they got a lot of things right on those, and they've continued that with these models. So I would say comparing the two together, buy the Reimagined series if you're going to be out gigging with a preamp and so on in there. However, if you want a really nice vintage sounding, vintage feeling guitar for at home, absolutely buy the Refresh series. Out of the whole lineup though, I mean, obviously I thought the D41 was incredible, but you know, if I was to go into a guitar shop today and buy one of these models, it'd be really hard to say anything bad against the D17. I think it's a great sounding guitar and it's pretty inexpensive too. Okay, so that's my take on the new Refresh series. I'd love to hear what you think about them, so please do put that in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and if you want to find out any more about the Refresh series or some of the guitars I've shown in today's video, the links will be in the description below.